in history, all 4 belts in the cruiserweight division will belong proudly around the waist of one man. For the first time in history, all 4 belts in the cruiserweight division will belong proudly around the waist of one man.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for iFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm joined by The Knowledge.
What are you saying, Coog?
Where do you get that name from?
Where I get? I don't know. You know, some really handsome, strapping Asian guy who's a bit cockney as well. I don't know why he's cockney.
Sam?
Oh yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, he actually gave me the name and it's kind of stuck. And you know what I mean, I'm getting ready to.
The Knowledge was born.
Yeah, the Knowledge was born, something like that. Yeah, and everyone calls me that. It's mad. Going to schools, the Knowledge. And then other people say, the Knowledge, you know nothing. It's all right, it's cool. Just keep on calling my name.
Okay, I've got an idea actually.
Go on.
Edward, can we borrow you for 1 minute? When you see it, you see it. Can we borrow you for 1 second?
See, in the memo from Sky, they said, like, because we're filming a tactical breakdown, we did it up on the roof for the fight. They said, I'll spend...
Which fight?
For Dylan Whyte versus Lucas Brown. You know what I mean? What's your call for that fight, mate?
I think what.
Dillian Whyte knocks him out inside 6 rounds.
Yeah?
Can you state a case how Lucas Brown can win this fight, please, Edward?
It's like a fucking mule. So sorry about my language.
Yeah. No, and he's got...
He does. Yeah, and he's durable.
Does. He's very... Listen,
and
he's a very tough
if you watch
fight.
a Shagiev fight, I mean, Shagiev's no joke. I'm not saying he's an elite heavyweight, but in Chechnya, by the way, it's not an easy place to go and turn someone over. And what Brown did in that fight was soaked it up. But Dillian is very fit at the moment.
At the moment,
do you know
so
what?
usually he's not fit then.
No, but
just trying to work that one out.
probably he's fittest he's ever been.
Yeah? Okay.
But you know what? I want to see Dillian Whyte fight a little bit more because I know he can box and I know that they're trying to
What are they
box
trying to do?
more.
Explain to me.
What are you? Is this? Are you?
I'm just, what are you getting all defensive for?
what I'm saying
What are you trying to... What? Shh.
Don't
This man,
start.
shh.
Don't start.
I mean, no, the man don't give me tickets no more, you know that?
No, I don't have to. You
tickets,
just creep in.
You know what I mean? You don't give me tickets no more. He's like, nah.
When did you need a ticket anyway?
Exactly.
When did you need a ticket?
Yeah, it's all different now.
So
man. We're corporate now.
Are you going with Brown?
Huh? Don't be silly. Brown?
But don't you
Are
think?
you taking Brown?
Do you think?
I'm saying to you.
Do you think
No.
Dillian? Do you think Dillian should fight him?
I understand what you're saying because you're looking at your promoter's hats on.
Yeah,
but
it's true.
I think.
I just want to tear up, really.
Yeah, exactly. But
You got to
you're
do.
gonna,
I know what you're saying. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
to
you're
win the fight.
gonna
It's a very important fight.
you're gonna get that. You're gonna get that because Dylan Whyte Dylan must realise that, you know what, this is the entertainment business. So if Dylan Whyte could opt just to jab and go
Win over
12
12,
rounds,
yeah.
win over 12, is that
But
going to
no
help him?
fight's going to be calling out for the world title.
Thank you very much.
Live
But
on
I think-
HBO.
And you got that touch to be on HBO as well. You know what I mean? You have to put in that performance. I think he will put that work in. He knows. He's even cut his hair off. He's taking things seriously, man.
About
Seriously.
Buglioni Johnson.
Wicked fight. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? There's a case for both fighters, but I would slightly favour Buglioni because of everything that's happened with Johnson. You know what I mean? His dad passing and stuff like that. But then sometimes that's when the best performances come at you. You get bereavement. Then you think, right, I have to do that for the memory of my old man. So we don't know. But I would slightly favour, because of the activity, I would slightly favour Buglioni.
Who are you backing for that?
We've got both of them, haven't
So who are you backing?
Both of them. Draw. No, I think Spencer's right. I think we don't know how the inactivity will affect Callum Johnson. All I know is that Frank does have a tendency to get hit a lot, and Johnson hits very, very hard and sharp.
Ridiculously hard.
So Frank mustn't be getting hit in that fight as often as he has been hit in other fights, because Johnson is, and this could be the coming out night for Callum Johnson. A lot of people have been talking about Callum Johnson for a long time, but Frank is a consummate professional and he wants it bad, and obviously this is for the Lonsdale belt. So the only thing that I'm a bit sad about on Saturday is you've got two really good British title fights in Buglioni Johnson and Ritson Cardle.
You didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, no. But you know, Cardle's 8-1. It's ridiculous. I mean,
I heard that yesterday.
I know Ritson's hot at the moment and everyone's talking him up, but Cardle is a massively experienced fighter with a very, very strong amateur pedigree. You know, over 100 amateur fights. Obviously, GB podium squad member. So, and he's not Joe Murray. No disrespect to Joe Murray, but Joe Murray didn't come into that fight in 100% condition with, you know, but Ritson is very good and he hits very hard, but you can't just walk Cardle down. And I think that will suit Scotty Cardle. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
I just think Cardle's very good, but there's been times where he's blown hot and cold, right? Especially.
Do you think Ritson will just walk him down?
I just rate Ritson. I like the communication with him.
What he does consistently is walk you down.
Yeah, I know, but it's not the fact that he walks you down, but it's how he walks you down. He picks his shots very, very. He doesn't waste punches. And for a young man, usually, like, you know, when you're young, you're virile, you're like, "Rrr." He's not. He's relaxed. Yeah. Trust me, he's relaxed. And I like the relationship that he's got with his cornerman and his dad.
Yeah, it's a great team.
I mean, it's a great team.
You know what? When he was supposed to box on the Hay Bellew card in December. This is so refreshing. And obviously the show got cancelled. It was a gutter. And I spoke to him. I said, look, I'm going to try and get you out in December. And then he was going to box on the next Gen card in December, just an 8-rounder. And he got a little niggle. But he'd been training since September, since his last fight. And I went to him, look, you know, you're going to have to box now. I'll get you out as soon as possible next year. He was like, no problem. And I said, stay in the gym over Christmas. He went, I'll be in there every day. I said, fucking what a great pro. There's a few quid for Christmas. Look after yourself. And then straight away, February, back in.
Quid for Christmas.
Back in February. No, but when he's been training, I didn't have. But he's been training.
Well, you didn't have to. You didn't have to.
No, he pulled out of the fight.
Okay.
But
you gave him.
I'm a nice guy. Okay.
You don't give me no more tickets.
Santa, they called me around December. So I said to him in February, he was ready. He boxed Joe Murray, and then I said to him, stay in the gym. No pizzas tonight, nothing. He went, I'll be in the gym on Monday. He was in the gym on Monday. Tuesday, he got a phone call. He boxed in 3.5 weeks against Scotty Cardle. Thank you. It's so easy. It doesn't have to be the way that sometimes it is in boxing, where, you know, the manager phones up and the trainer phones up. And it's like, trust us. We know what we're doing. You're out again. Then he'll box again in June if he beats Cardle. And he's one of those guys that's a pleasure to work with because he's a grafter. He hasn't come up through the Olympic setup, the GB setup. He's come up through the small halls. He hasn't been able to get the opportunities. All of a sudden now he's on the platform and he's working so hard. He's getting his nut down and he's doing exactly what he's got to do.
Do you know, just going back to Dylan Whyte, when you say that you'd like him to face, if he comes through Brown, Deontay Wilder, it's been suggested that it's a delaying tactic for the Joshua fight.
Listen, Joshua doesn't have to fight Wilder at all if he don't want to. He can go around the world.
Yeah, but you know when you say that though, right? Yeah. Seriously, people are going to say it's because you're scared. But that's what Dylan says. It's like, right, are you a bit bummy?
But if you let me finish, Joshua wants to fight Wilder. If I tried to swerve Deontay Wilder, he wouldn't even let me do it. He wants to fight. You know, AJ.
Come on.
We don't think. I know the Wilder fight's dangerous. I'm much more concerned about the Parker fight than the Wilder fight. And I know the Parker fight's not as dangerous, but I just think that technically he beats Wilder easy. I know there's the danger, and Wilder punches very, very hard. I just think the Parker fight's going to be tougher.
Do you see it like that, Spencer?
I used to think that. Right now, after seeing what Deontay Wilder did in the Luis Ortiz fight, then I'm saying
he didn't really do anything, did he? I mean, look, he showed
He did.
Yeah, but he lost
most
rounds. He lost nearly every round.
Yeah, but he lost most rounds.
He showed unbelievable heart
against an accomplished fighter.
Mate, you think if AJ hit him like that, he'd still be standing?
AJ hit
Wilder, like Ortiz.
No, but what I'm trying to say to you is this: it's like who's the quicker of the punches? Deontay Wilder's actually quicker, detonating bigger, harder shots than what AJ. AJ is more polished, more rounded. But when it comes to, if you say like on a shootout, then I wouldn't suggest that Anthony Joshua would go with a shootout with Deontay Wilder.
I don't think
he'd have to be smart. He'd have to be very, very clever with him. Deontay Wilder hits, man.
Who hits harder out of Klitschko and Wilder?
One shot, Wilder.
One shot,
right,
even his right hand. Klitschko's right hand.
No, the one shot. I'm telling you now, one shot. Yeah. It's athleticism.
I'd say, well, I actually don't think people who've sparred both, they say it's a different kind of power. Someone said Wilder when you get hit it's like getting shot, and AJ when you get hit it's like getting crushed with a sledgehammer. Someone said that to me. So it's AJ's probably Chris Sharper combination punching, massive one punch knockout power, but Wilder has got a crazy right hand. But I just think AJ, if AJ sticks to his boxing,
if you're dealing with an erratic person, right, And when you box, you know, like the people that can give you trouble are the ones who are erratic. Similar to like, if you just go back early, right? If you go back like 1909, like Jack Johnson, similar crazy style, right? So you look at someone like Deontay Wilder, he's very similar. Like he'll throw shots, you'll be off balance, you'll end up landing on the floor, but he'll hit you and knock you out. Like when Jack Johnson knocks out Stanley Ketchel. I know you've seen that fight.
No, that was a great fight.
Right, exactly. Right, now you're a funny guy.
Oh,
Right. Right. When he knocks him out.
Yeah, Tottenham.
Right. Yeah. When he knocks him out, he seriously gets knocked down. He gets up and he just rushes him, knocks him out, punches out his free teeth, but he throws himself on the ground with it. Deontay Wilder's that kind of guy, so you don't know what. Those guys are dangerous, I'm telling you now. And the mere fact, like before, we was thinking like, yeah, you're talking about AJ, you don't really want to fight.
Of course he does.
Of course he wants to fight.
Listen,
he wants to fight badly.
Yeah, but no, he wants to fight for many reasons. One, because it's a fighter's instinct to want to be in the biggest fights possible and try and win all the belts. But also, mate,
the money that he makes.
Well, he's making a couple of $1 million a fight. He's going to make 10 times that.
Yeah, but remember, from where he's from, they're $1 million from where he's from, right? From Alabama. That's a bag of money.
Yeah, but
so if you get
they don't think like that, Spence.
They don't. You sure?
Yeah. What, when you make 2 and you can make 20?
Yeah, but what did he get last fight?
2.1, the official.
Well, probably a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So he made
2.5 million.
Right, 2.5 million. Right, so he made 2.5 million. And he can make 20, 30, maybe 40 more.
Still.
Right? Right? Seriously.
Not on the splits he's going to get.
Right. No, but regardless, he's gonna make a lot of money. And I'm saying to you now that Deontay Wilder's a real. I spit down, I speak to the guy. He's real. He's a danger. Seriously. I'll still have AJ to beat him, but he's a guy that we'd have to sit down and study with this guy. I told you. That fight is Black Panther. I told you that already. You seen the movie, right? Right?
I actually haven't yet.
Yeah, that's disgraceful.
Why?
Eddie Hearn ain't even seen it either. That's disgraceful. Seriously, I'm gonna have words with Eddie in a minute, man.
I'll tell you a funny story. So, you like this. Frank from The Office. We had a meeting with AJ going through everything. And Frank said to AJ, I wasn't there. Virtually every country in the world has bought this fight with Parker. We're down to like the last 6 countries in the world that haven't purchased this fight for international TV. And AJ said to Frank, has Wakanda bought it? Right. And Frank goes, I don't know. What, Wakanda? He went, yeah, it's in Africa. He said, it's a massive territory at the moment. They're spending a lot of money and they're big supporters of mine. So Frank's gone back. He started trying to find Wakandan TV in the office all day. He's come to me, he's like, do you know Wakanda? I haven't heard of it. I went, what, from the Black Panther movie? He's like, what?
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's a true story. Ask him today. Do an interview with Frank today and say, Frank, I've had an email today from an international news outlet in Wakanda. They said you're trying to sell the international TV there.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder.
What do you think about Parker fight?
That's a hard fight, mate. Don't think that fight's gonna go late as well. Do you know what I mean? That's gonna be a hard fight. Parker is very, very quick. He's got very experienced people. Kevin Barry, that's a very experienced. He worked with Evander Holyfield. He boxed Evander Holyfield in the '84 Olympics as well. You know what I mean? Then Evander Holyfield got disqualified against him. That's why Evander Holyfield ended up with a bronze medal.
What did he get disqualified for?
Would he get hitting after the bell? He's hitting after the bell, hitting after the break, something like that. Yeah.
Do you know, a lot of the time I think you could make things up and people would just go with it.
Most probably, but you can go check it.
Google.
You know, easy. You said Jack Johnson for he's 50-50 whether he exists or not.
You're a funny guy. Stanley Ketchum, one of the greatest middleweights of all time. Come on, man.
Hold on, fighting Jack Johnson?
Yeah, he moved up to it. Yeah, see, because they were so desperate to import a white champion at the time, they said, well, Stanley, go. Get in there, son. And that was one of them ones.
How many rounds did it go?
It went 10, 11, I think it was 10 rounds.
He boxed like, how many times did he box in a year, Jack Johnson? When he boxing like every week,
it was fighting
all over the country, all over the world.
It was fighting very, very regular. But the only reason why you remember that, because we did a pub quiz yesterday, and I saw a picture of a young Eddie Hearn with Francis Mpufu. And Francis still looks the same, you know what I mean? Short, old and ugly. But we didn't know it was Eddie Hearn. Everyone was trying to work out who it was. It was mad.
I used to go, me, Francis and Herbie Hyde would go after the train, would go to the Deep Pan Pizza in Romford, right? And it was $2.99, that's what it used to be cost. So it's probably like 25 years ago, something like that. And it was $2.99 pizza, bella pasta, or just whatever it was before that. Eat as much pizza and pasta as you can.
For $2.99.
Yeah, and we would all eat about 9 slices of pizza and 4 bowls of pasta. Unfortunately, they'd just done a 4-hour workout and I hadn't. And it all went downhill from there.
Ed, Sky in for Golovkin Canelo.
Is it even happening?
Shit, mate.
Well, alright. Are they in for it though? And how would
it's
that work?
difficult, obviously. There have been some conversations with Tom Loeffler about how we could incorporate that fight into the pay-per-view on the night. But at the moment, like we met in LA a couple of weeks ago, but obviously with everything that's happened, there's been no further discussions on it. All right. And yeah, I'd like to look at a way to do it, yeah, but I don't know. Do you think it's happening?
What are you doing? Should it be happening?
Should it be happening?
You know what? I was a
Do you
big
think-
Canelo fan. I don't think it should happen.
Do you think he cheated?
You know what I mean? Well, you got to think contaminated meat. It's a big thing in Mexico anyway. But I'm saying, you're Canelo. You're a multimillionaire. You could get your meat flown in. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? It's a bit
like also AJ's same sort of thing. AJ could eat in a restaurant, right? And he could eat some contaminated meat, right?
Yeah, but it's the levels of the
Yeah,
contamination.
but not just that. He won't like even him now. He has his own chef that he brings in, not because he's a flash bastard, but one for his nutrition, but also even things like that. You think if someone was in a restaurant and put something in a fighter's, you know,
Yeah,
like they
exactly.
said, what happened to Lucas Brown, right? Now, if Lucas Brown is lying, right?
You know, he had to do a lie detector test, and he passed the lie
unloaded,
detector
right?
test as well.
But he's in Russia, right? And he says someone put something in his food. Do you know what? I half believe him, right? If that's the truth, how unlucky are you? Because he's tarnished for life. So that could happen to any fighter. But you also have to be responsible for what you put in your body at the same time. So when we sit down at the start of camp, you know, with AJ or any other fighter, it's like listen, it's things like you go into a change room. I will check when we box in the US. Same with Scott Quigg. I will check every bottle of water that's given for us for the seal, because you imagine that they deliver you 12 bottles of water in your change room. How easy is it to put something in them?
Very
Fighters there drinking, you fight, you win the fight, you win a world championship, post-fight drug test failed. You know? It's boxing, it's not chartered accountancy.
So, should the fight be happening in your opinion?
If he knowingly cheated, absolutely not, and he should never box again. If he was unlucky, I would like the fight to happen. But it don't look good for him. Like, I don't think I can really judge whether he cheated or not, but if you ask me, you have to make a decision. Was he knowingly cheating or not? I would have to be swerving on the yes side. But I don't know. You?
Yeah, but I'm saying, I'm just hurt to the fact that I really thought that he could beat Golovkin in a rematch. But moralistically, now outside of morals, I got to be.
Yeah. But
that's why.
Do you think it don't look good, does it?
It doesn't look good, and that's the truth. It doesn't look good. It's like, especially like with someone like him, when you're dealing with skills like he's got phenomenal skills, and I think he's got the skills to pay the bills. So when you're hearing of those kind of things, then I'm just like, it's kind of put me off him a little bit. You know what I mean? I hope to God that.
Do you know what we got to be careful of? See that how cycling's become. Every good athlete, every good cyclist
is on something.
But everyone says they're cheating. And it's become a little bit of a joke sport because the perception is that everybody's cheating. If we don't get rid of this problem in boxing, there will come a stage where everyone will presume, I'm talking about even like mainly non-boxing fans and casual fans, that everyone on boxing's on steroids or cheating. And then we'll have a major problem with the credibility of the sport. That is why I just hope that the commissions in America introduce random testing, like the British Boxing Board of Control do. It's the only way to catch people is out of camp or pre-camp. If you've got a doctor working with you or someone who's worked in medicine or knows how to cheat the system, you think you're going to get caught on the night. In fact, if you do get caught on the night, you probably have had something contaminated because they don't. You're dealing with doctors and experts. Look at cycling. It's a science how they cheat. But this ain't cycling. This isn't sprinting. The aim is to basically knock your opponent out or do damage to your opponent, and to do that under anabolic steroids, clenbuterol, or any enhancing drug. That should be a criminal activity. That should be a crime rather than a punishment.
Well, clenbuterol is actually an agent to cut weight. If you're looking, so you know what I mean, would heavyweights really be taking it? Not really. It's the lighter guys that will be. You know what I mean, you're struggling to make
Is that
weight.
what Lucas said?
Yeah, that's what was in him.
Oh, that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
Why would I take clenbuterol?
Yeah.
Do you know, you've said that all the fighters that you've signed, since they've signed with you, no one's failed a drug test.
Yeah.
If someone, again, touch wood, they didn't, is that it for you?
It's tough. It's a bit like Kid Galahad, right? So you have to make a decision whether you believe someone or not. You know. So
did you think you done it then?
no, I believe. All I know is that what boxing means to Kid Galahad, and for him to risk it doesn't really make sense to me. Maybe he did. Do you know what I mean? And I always go back to Dwayne Chambers when I was working in an agency, and Dwayne Chambers was one of the athletes, and he went to America to start training. It was with Victor Conti, right? But this was pre-Victor Conti and the big conspiracy. And he come back, he competed, and he failed a drugs test. And I said, having known Dwayne Chambers, there is no way that kid would ever take performance-enhancing drugs. No way.
Right.
And when it came out, he went to America and he met a trainer who basically said to him, listen, everybody else is doing it, mate. You do it like this, it's not really cheating, you know.
Yeah, but
and that was it.
to athletes at the time when they were training, it's like Dwayne Ledejo, we used to train together. Me, Dwayne Ledejo.
But look at Dillian.
They were on
Yeah.
something.
But look at Dillian White.
I believe him though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Step
a
3D.
pre-workout drink. Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but still, you know, it's...
But wasn't it one substance in there that had been taken off or put onto the
but-
list 2 months prior to that?
But also, fighters are very genuine people, but sometimes they get mixed up with a camp or, a trainer that, they'll brainwash them. But so you have a choice, don't you? You believe what someone's saying or you don't believe what someone's saying.
You do. But what I know.
But what I'll tell you is, if someone's, back to your question, if I knew someone was
He was on
cheating,
it.
they would never ever box with me again.
Regardless of what level they're at.
No. If they were doing it to improve their performance, you know what I'm saying? If they were cheating.
And you could kill someone. Do you understand? You got to think of the
If
implication. You could kill someone.
If someone was taking a substance and maybe it might off the shelf or whatever, and it had something in, and I believed that they had no knowledge of that, then that's another story. But again, what do you want to believe? Some believe something, some believe others. When you know someone, you think you have a good judge on their personality and their actions. Sometimes you're wrong. But if someone was knowingly putting something in their body that would benefit their strength and condition, that was illegal, they should be locked up, not just banned from boxing.
That's a headline there. That's the
I've said it
headline.
before. Yeah, I've said it before.
That's the headline though. That's the headline.
Just quickly, Eddie, just going back to the Canelo Golovkin.
One thing you don't have to worry about is me on the old clenbuterol.
Yeah. If you were to work out something where Golovkin Canelo will show, what's the most amount that someone paying for that pay-per-view that night would pay?
£400. What was that?
Charlotte. No, seriously.
I wouldn't look. You'd probably increase the price from $16.95 to $19.95 to a standard.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think we should go. You could go beyond 19. I don't. Then you start opening up.
What for Hay Bellew and Canelo Golovkin?
I think $19.95 would be just an absolute steal for a boxer.
Yeah, it would be, but
Yeah.
so they wouldn't go higher than that if they were doing it.
No, I don't think. I don't set the prices, but I don't think Sky would want to increase the price beyond that. It's never been done before, and I know it's an incredible value, but $24.95. You got me thinking, though. No, I'm joking. I think $19.95 would be a great price. What? No, don't say KUGAN.
Oh, they'll take you a little bit.
Blessings. Oh, yes.
Oh, brother, what are you saying? What?
This would have been great. Him here. Oh, he's here now.
Adam's good on the debate.
He's just talking about Canelo Golovkin. Should it be happening or not? Your thoughts?
Why shouldn't it be happening?
Because he failed a drugs test.
Okay.
I didn't say it shouldn't
What's
be
happening on
happening,
Saturday night? What's happening this Saturday night?
But okay, but they failed a drug test prior to the fight.
And that person had a ban and served the ban.
That we could go through a whole catalogue of fighters, and some from Britain, who have failed dope tests and still gone into fights. So if you're gonna start throwing that brushstroke,
Do you believe in the meat?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Lewis didn't the bantamweight
Lewis
Lewis
Neary,
Neary
yeah.
failed it.
There was someone else as well.
Failed it because of the meat.
it,
was given a nutritionist and failed it again.
Who was the one? The other Mexican fighter who beat Lomachenko.
Salido.
Was it Salido?
Salido.
Yeah.
I'd just like to say if it wasn't.
It was Salido.
It was.
No, it was Salido. His second pro fight.
Anyway, so the short answer to your question is yes, absolutely. I'd like to see that fight again. Thank you very much. So it's got to happen.
It's got a good needle now as well.
Huh?
It's got a good needle.
Yeah,
for once.
yeah.
No pun intended.
Oh yeah. Very good. Hey?
Must have had a good night's sleep. If she left you.
I'd like to say I did that deliberately.
But are you just talking from a boxing fan point of view? You want to see that fight?
What other point of view would I look at it from?
The good of
As far
boxing.
as
The
I'm
good of
aware,
boxing.
Neither of them paying me. Yeah, of course. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, I do want to see
Absolutely.
it.
It's a talking point, right? And we nowadays sport and punditry and talking point seems to have gone up its own arse a little bit, and we get carried away with it. So we can talk about it to a blue in the face. But I want to see the fight.
Yeah,
I don't
saying.
like the fact. I absolutely despise the fact that we work in a time when drugs treats are rife in every sport. And as a coach, you try and get your fights to be successful, doing it right. And to know that you're not playing on a level playing field, or the chance that you're not playing.
Adam sent me some boobs the other day. So Adam sent me some breasts on WhatsApp. Didn't you, Adam?
Oh yes, yeah.
Leave me out of that one, mate.
Male estrogen.
Yes,
pecs,
male
right?
estrogen
Yeah.
breasts.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like going into a tennis match with a badminton racket, in some cases, but it's the sport we're in, it's the times we're in. Life ain't fair. We have to get on with it. Yes, I want to see this fight. I still think that Alvarez can win the fight, and I'll be watching it with bated breath.
What about on Saturday? Who wins the 3 fights? The main fights.
This Saturday.
Yeah.
If Dillian, see, I like Lucas Browne. There's a composure about Lucas Browne that's almost a little bit unnerving for fighters that aren't used to seeing that. And he can whack. I mean, he hits like a freight train.
Yeah.
But I think his inactivity is potentially going to hurt him. And if Dillian can keep his mindset stable and just trust an unpredictable jab and not get too greedy, just rely on an unpredictable jab to control it and just pot shot, then Dillian wins. If he tries to get too greedy and stays in distance for too long, then he does run the risk of getting hit by the freight train.
Yeah, but do you think that would help Dylan though? Because like this guy over here is trying to sell Dylan as, look, we need to get the Wilder fight. We need to make people start talking about it. It's been shown over in America on HBO and stuff like that. Maybe he's got to be a little bit more excited.
Can't really afford a stinker, can you?
Yeah, so as much
That's what
as
Spencer's trying to get.
Yeah, no, I understand the point. You're asking me who wins the fight.
Yeah.
I say Dillian wins it if he's sensible. I'm not saying that Dillian can't win by stoppage, but certainly for a big part of the fight, he's got to be careful not to get caught with that right hand.
trust me.
I think inactivity and age in the last third of the fight could mean that Dillian can be more exciting and more crowd-pleasing and entertaining towards the end. But certainly at the beginning, you've got to be careful.
Buglioni Johnson.
That's a real close one, that, because Callum Johnson is just so strong, and Frank has grown as a champion. He's improved as a champion and has gone through things that champions have to go through, getting down, getting up, still winning. So I think you've probably got the makings of the fight of the night in that one.
Ritson Cardle.
I'm going to go with Ritson because
He's more your type of fighter.
No.
You don't think that skill-wise? You don't think
I
so?
don't know. I haven't watched enough of him.
Yeah,
What I
he's
have
bad, man. I
what
rate
I
the
have
kid.
noticed about him is a few things, and he's going to crucify me for saying this, but I'm going to say it because we've got to get over it. He beat Josh Kelly in the amateurs.
Right.
Yeah.
He got the decision against Josh Kelly in the amateurs.
Big fight for Newcastle.
He's very composed.
Unfortunately now, lightweight.
He looks like he's composed and he can punch. And a puncher who's composed is a little bit like, oh no, my memory's going to do Julian Jackson. A composed puncher is a dangerous man for every second of every round. And he kind of has that little bit about him. He's a composed young man who can whack. And I think the composure with the power is probably going to give him the edge in the fight.
Finally, before we go to the weigh-in, Joshua Parker.
Better than a lot of people are saying.
I know, I'm getting
a lot
bit
closer than a lot
worried
of people are
about
saying. I think that, and it's funny because they both use basic skill sets. It's not like either of them do anything extraordinary, but they do the basics well. So, because of his experience and strength, I think natural strength, I'm gonna go with AJ, but there's one thing that's bugging me.
Go on, yeah.
He's a Maori, Joseph.
Seriously, Adam knows.
And
they
that-
are some different breed of tough.
You don't know until you get into round 5 or 6 if that element is going to play out or not.
Now you're getting nervous now. You're a bit nervous.
Burnett Parajo.
Right.
Burnett.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I know. But how do you see the fight playing out?
I'm not saying.
I know you're
I'm not saying that in case.
I know you're not backing
in case
Parajo. Yeah.
This is now a fight where Ryan, like, his 2 world title fights has been against the trickiest of champions, Lee Haskins, and the plan was to out-trick him. The toughest of the bantamweights, and we knew that he had to out-tough him. This fight is going to get a chance to show where he's really at, not only as with his skill set, but as a man and who's become a champion. And I'm
What are we going to see from Parajo?
confident. I think you're going to see what you see in all of his fights. He's got good hands, throws neat combinations.
Got a nice
off the
body
jab.
attack, you know. He's got a very good body attack.
And he has a very good orthodox skill set.
But
there's a way of beating everyone, right? And Ryan has got a chance to express what he is as a boxer as well as a fighter.
Golden Boy. He's up for it, Molina. I mean, I know he's not what he was, but he's still horribly tricky and tough.
That's what all of us need.
Yeah.
Because just the mention of this fight, and whenever your man pipes up, Josh just goes up another notch in the gym. And in the last 8 weeks, Josh has gone up levels. And I know it's only his 6th fight. Like I've said, he's the most talented fighter that I've ever worked with. His IQ, when the bell rings, is just incredible. He does things that I can't
stop Molina. I know he's never been stopped, has he?
But we can never rely on another man's weakness. And if he's never been stopped, there's nothing to say Josh will stop him. I don't care whether Josh stops him or not. What I want Josh to show is what Josh is all about.
Right.
Just one quick one. Do we ever get to see Burnett and Tetty, in your opinion, guys?
Quite possibly. I mean, Ryan Burnett is the most desired bantamweight in the world right now. It's the most. He's the one with the best profile. He's the one that's commercially has most value. I mean, I know Inoue's coming up. He's a great test for the division. I think once Ryan fights this fight, there's loads of stuff being talked about at the moment. There's stuff in America that we're working on. There's the series might go at bantamweight. So this is the man steering the ship. But my understanding from Adam and Ryan is that they want to fight the best, and they could even move up to super bantamweight and try and unify up there as well. In fact, he sent me a text the other day asking for another watch at super bantamweight.
He's been eyeing up a new
one.
one.
I know.
Adam, could that fight happen? As Eddie didn't really answer it.
Ryan wants to win all the belts. He's won the IBF, he's won the WBA. Let's not look past Jamie McDonald, because we're saying Inoue because Inoue is super impressed at super flyweight, but he's still got to do it at bantamweight. And Zolane Tete, WBO champion. His best win is Paul Butler. He was upgraded to world champion, and in his first defence fought an 11-fight novice.
And his next fight's fought in a 40-odd-year-old.
42-year-old. So as far as I'm concerned, Tete's the one that has to prove himself more than Ryan and Inouye at the moment, because Ryan and Inouye have proved themselves at world level. But as long as Tete does prove himself to be what he appears to be, and he certainly appears to be an excellent champion he seems to be driven by a purpose. He's tall, a southpaw, and he can punch and box. Ryan wants all the belts, so that fight could well happen. I'm going to go because...
What a... Thank you very much.
I'm hijacking you later.
Oh, that was interesting. Thank you, Spencer. This started off your interview.
Yeah, man. And then they stole it, but it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah,
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry.
Love, man.